Penguin Random House Audio presents A Mind Unraveled, a Memoir by Kurt Eichenwald. Read for you by the author, with special appearances by Theresa Eichenwald, Adam Eichenwald, Ryan Eichenwald, Sam Eichenwald, Carl Moor, Dr. Alan Naarden, Franz Paasche, and Dr. Scott Thornton. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats, so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. Maya Angelou.
This book is dedicated to Dr. Alan Naarden, who saved me. This is Kurt Eichenwald, the author of A Mind Unraveled, with a message for listeners to the audiobook. This memoir focuses on the issues I've faced living with intractable epilepsy. From the time of my original diagnosis, I confronted a large number of enormously traumatic experiences that have haunted me for decades. While writing this story proved somewhat cathartic, it also was deeply challenging emotionally. Some days, just finishing a single page of the manuscript left me devastated, unable to continue for as long as a week, as I revisited nightmarish memories I have long tried to keep at bay. Since this is my story, it is probably best to hear it from me. But there are a few scenes that I am incapable of reciting. Writing them was hard enough. Speaking these words out loud is simply too difficult. In those instances, someone else will be reading the sections for me. I will then return to reading the book once a particularly difficult scene ends. I know this is unusual for an audiobook. It's the consequence of my decision to hold nothing back. Author's note. This book may raise a few questions, the most obvious being, how can readers trust the recollections of someone whose memory has been impaired by decades of seizures? The answer is simple. Throughout most of my experiences, I kept diaries, notes, and tapes, largely because I found a benefit in recounting thoughts and feelings I shared with no one. I also retained medical documents, letters, and other contemporaneous papers. Later, I interviewed friends, family, doctors, and colleagues who related their perspectives. While digging through old papers, I also discovered a box filled with tapes that were recorded in the 1980s by people who went through these events with me. Two of the speakers say I requested the recordings and promised not to listen to them for decades. I do not remember asking for them, but these proved invaluable, allowing me to gain insight into the experiences and emotions of friends and family that otherwise I never would have known. Passages from these old recordings are included after most chapters in this book. I had never reviewed all of the diaries and recordings until undertaking this project, and the level of detail they contain astonished me. In them, I seemed driven to describe every sight, every sound. I commented on chair squeaks, expressions, tones of voice. Perhaps I needed to paint a mental image for my future reference. Perhaps my medications led me to ramble. Perhaps reciting obsessive detail was my way of finding control in an uncontrolled situation. Whatever the reason, these records help me reconstruct events I don't remember. Then there is the nature of memory. As anyone with recollection problems can attest, it is not like a bucket that is either filled with water or not. There are pieces and pathways which even neuroscientists only vaguely understand, woven into the tapestry of brain function that dictate whether memories stay or fade. Names, including those of people I have known for years, are hard to retrieve, which has led me to techniques that allow me to dodge saying them. I often rely on nicknames, such as calling my editors boss. If my wife Theresa and I run into a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?